Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be painting a Skyre Acolyte. I have 30 of these dudes in my army, so I'm just going to show you how I paint them. They're pretty easy, because you know they're mostly cape. So we're going to start off with the skin tone, or medium sea gray, and get in on all those the little exposed skin that we have here. Not a whole lot to these guys. I saw that we had a comment on last video that some individual likes Skaven, so you know, let's just paint some more Skaven. I have so many to paint. I have some rattling guns to go through. I have more of those dudes from last week, the big boys. I forget what they're called off the top of my head. So I mean, we definitely have, and I have more like the cannons, big old cannons, and I got the gnaw holes to paint, of course. And it's mostly just these are my main battle line, because if you play all Skyre, you can play, so I have 2 blobs of 15 of these guys. I really like their attacks, like these orbs are so good. Sucky thing is that these guys are pretty hard to come by. It used to be that you would get 2 in a pack, I think, and it said $4 or something like that. It was $4 for 2. I don't know if that was on clearance or something, but now they're like $30 or something for 1. So that's pretty expensive. So you'll be like, hey, how did you get 30 of them? Well, you know, I did kind of the scumbag thing. But it's for myself, it's personal use. I recast them. I had 4 real ones, and I recasted it 11 times. They don't look that great. They're a little dodgy, but they get the job done. The other 15 are regular. I'll actually show you. So here is a recast one. You can see it's not the greatest. You can see some blobbies there. Some of the sword is missing. I casted the other one that comes in the set, and then the backpacks are all the same backpack, and they're like this one. And I used, so that you can see the top's kind of gross because that's where I poured in the resin. And then for the other half are these guys, the little basic infantrymen, and the little Skaven head that comes with the gun. And I bought these backpacks off of some other website, and then I glued like an airsoft BB into their hand, and it's pinned into there. So those are the other 15. So if you want to like quickly make dudes, you can do that. You can customize them, or I wouldn't suggest recasting it. It takes so long, and it's not really worth it. I wish they made a new kit for these guys. They really should have a new kit, because if they are battle line, you definitely want to run them in bigger groups than in big groups, because they get bonuses to stuff is for how many people you have in their group. So I don't know, they just need to remake that kit, and not make it metal, and just make it like a big plastic kit that comes with like 10 dudes or something like that, because then even if, as soon as that comes out, I'll rebuy them all. But for now, we're stuck this way. So now we're gonna get the tail with the pale flesh. Spent a lot of time cleaning my airbrush to do a different project, and the airbrush still is mega clogged and weird, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've definitely given it a good try, but it's gonna be a while before I airbrush again. I just need to figure that stuff out. There's tail. Let's put this back on. So let's get the armor. We'll do like the first color, the gunmetal. These guys are very easy. This is going to be a pretty short video now that I think about it, just because there's not a lot on these guys. So let's get this thing. I think it's a leather mask that he has on. The paint. It's got some little metals here. Definitely need to paint the blade here. Okay, now we get to get this little backpack, just pick out the details that we want to be silver, and then the rest will be that brass color. We're trying for coherency of our army here, right? You don't want to break it up too much and vary it too much. Let's get all the little hoses in here. Get that. It's okay, we can paint over it. Okay, that's gonna have to be painted this color too, but we'll have to get it after the fact. These hoses, what color are hoses? Let me just check my paint plan here really quick. Armor, guns, back eyes, rope charge, storm for your tail, base, gun, well, I don't seem to have a color picked for those, so we're gonna figure it out together. We'll see. Okay, so now let's go to our brassy brass for the rest of the metallics on this guy. Okay, so he's got this little, I don't think this is metal, but it's your model. You can do whatever you want. If you want to say that's metal, guess what? It's metal. I think these should probably be gold since the helmets usually are this brass color. Whoops. I have some depth issues here with my how I set up my camera. Let's just fix that really quick because it's gonna bug me. I'll forget about it. Okay, we're fixed. Okay. Let's paint this, and then we'll paint the hoses with the metal color. That's probably a better thing. And we'll paint this with this. some of it, you know, you have your plans and you just kind of have to figure it out along the way sometimes, or you just go for it. Everything is redoable. You're not stuck with what you do. You can always do it over. Just getting here. Lots of brass on these guys. Try to get in there and get the back of the backpack. Get it in there. So we got all that hit. Let's get this little bit right here. Okay, now we go back to our silver, because now that we have a plan of what color we want these things to be, we can actually make them that color now. We'll have to clean up the black, of course, like always, because that's our main, that's our cloth color. Go ahead and paint this. We get that. Let's hit these little areas again. Cool. Now we have the sticks and like straps and stuff. Make sure that I have that right. Yeah. So we'll use our leather brown, if I can find it. Here it is, leather brown. What did I just knock over? Okay, so we got all these like ropes and stuff on this guy and his belt, and it's weird that these guys, I always thought it was weird that these guys wear Skyre. I mean, they do have like technology, I guess, in the sense of using the orbs, but they definitely seem more pestilence to me, just with like the robes and the, oh, I didn't notice that that is like a little thingy, so we'll have to go back in there and get that little and then this is presumably where he stores all the warp, the little globadiers, the poisoned wind globes that they throw. I am happy to report that my 3D printer is up and running again. Not really related to miniature painting, but I mean, I could print some buildings and stuff out of there and get those, but mainly I have it for cosplay. So I'm printing a clone trooper helmet right now, because I love me some clone troopers. And it's not like a regular clone trooper helmet, it's a clone pilot helmet, because Star Wars Squadrons came out today, and that game is dope. Even though it's not clone era, but it made me want to make a clone pilot cosplay. I'm going to be a little different with it though. I'm not gonna go like traditional clone pilot. I'm gonna have kind of my own ideas of what I would want a clone pilot to look like and kind of mix it with some of the old school TIE fighter pilots. It's gonna be dope. Okay. We're good on, oh, now I gotta get the little mask that he's got on. Cool. Alright. Get our little thing right there. And that pretty much takes care of that stuff. So let's clean up the black. Where are you? There you are. So this is regular black. And we'll just clean up all the little nasties that we got on the cape and stuff when we were throwing paint down like a savage. Clean up those edges. Get in there. Just notice that the string kind of wraps around here, so to clean that up a little bit. Get there. Looking good. Remember, this is like a horde unit too, so you don't have to go crazy and be all up in there and make sure that everything gets covered. You know, like you are going to be, he's going to be in a sea of 15 of these, so definitely take that into mind when you're painting and like how much time you want to spend on individual dudes. Okay, cool. So now let's get that poisoned wind globe colored with the Escorpina green, and then little eyes, we'll get those dotted. Actually, you know what? We're gonna dry brush first, because that's probably smarter. So let's get our dry brush with a ghost gray. So ghost gray. Boop. Cause I remember last time I did this on the other one, to learn from our mistakes here, and I had actually mixed some of the green in there, and it was not cool. I mean, I guess if you wanted to go for like some weird OSL kind of thing, you can do it, but you know, I don't feel like that. Go ahead and just take your brush and get over all get the skin, get the cloth. And here, the feet. Also, if you remember, our ground is also dry brush, so I'll just dry brush that with the ghost gray. Get some of the browns too, because it'll help get the details out on those. Okay, and then we'll get our white, which is our next color, matte white. I'm gonna do a super light dry brush onto this. So even lighter than this last coat that we did, which that last coat was pretty harsh, but go a little bit. See, you don't want that. Just trying to hit those little high points and the feet and get the backpack. Okay, now we can get the other things. We can get this Escorpina green down, the orbs and stuff, because now that we're not throwing paint everywhere, just ran like all crazily. So we'll get the eyes first, since this has a pretty harsh point on it right now. So we'll be able to go there. I'm going to get a nice dot of it on there. So he's got his eyes done. And now we get the orb. Remember how I said about this paint, it's like I kind of just dot it on instead of like spreading it around. I get the more vibrant green that I want out of it that way versus just spreading it around. Now getting in between these fingers is going to be a little rough. You can kind of make it look like it's glowing onto the fingers, it's okay. Remember, horde guy. It's a horde guy, you don't have to go crazy on him. You can make these little pumpkins for Halloween, that'd be kind of fun. Okay. And we'll put like some green on there. Maybe some like green under here, like the light from it is kind of coming out of the thingy. Out of the pouch. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, let's see here. Now we gotta go to washes. So Reichling flesh for the bronzes and the tail, the fleshy color. So just get a good nice little bit on there and put it onto the model. Now we get this. Get all the little bronze bits. And we start going on this little backpack. It is so hot for October. I understand why it's still so hot here. I mean, global warming, but you know. Okay. So we've got all that. Now we just get the Agrax Earthshade for our gunmetal and our browns. So make sure that we get it on there. Get the rusty knives. We gotta get this little thingy here, these little hoses, the hat as best as we can. To the back here, get our hoses, put our wash down on there. Get these little tubes right here, these little. It's okay if it mixes a little bit. I mean, it kind of shows like, you know, it's wearing and old. It's not very well taken care of. You know, they're rats. How well can they take care of stuff, you know? Okay. I get that. Okay. And then we get our Nuln oil for the little skin bits. And that's going to do it for our Acolyte. Thank you for joining me. This is a pretty quick video. I hope it looks like it still fits with all my other guys that I have done on this channel. That's the point anyway, you know. Let's get the little ears while we're here. Alright, so here we have our little Skyre Acolyte. Let's get our handy dandy Lazy Susan. And see you next time.